adding the ingredients as, because remember, it's your kitchen. You're going to keep cooking in your kitchen, and it is bubbly. And I actually have the casserole. Has to have cheese, right? We got to do it up with the cheese. We can't. Hi, it's First Lady here again, and today I'm in the kitchen. And I'm excited today because I am making one of my favorite meals tonight. It is enchilada casserole. So I am going to use fresh ground turkey instead of ground beef because it's kind of easier for me to do that and it's a lot less fat. So I'm just showing you a little bit of the ingredients that I'm going to use. I'm going to use these flour tortillas. This is the 10 count. And I'm going to put them in this casserole dish. And it's going to have all your basic sort of chili ingredients, Mexican sort of ingredients. So this is all sort of a Mexican meal tonight. And one of my favorites on the border, chips. So we're going to have chips and salsa, sour cream, all the fixings with this enchilada casserole. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and just preheat the oven. And the main thing that I want to just show you is some of the Mexican seasonings that I use that are a little bit different. The main thing I use is cumin, and it really does give a good flavor. I'm going to use some chili powder, of garlic powder here. I have onion powder. Of course, I'm going to use some Creole seasoning, and I'm going to use some cayenne to make it a little bit hot. Now, it's going to be spicy, so just so you know, this is going to be a spicier dish than usual. And I even have some Taco Bell mild sauce. My kids love that. And some Cholula, the original flavor. And they have so many flavors in the Cholula, so you have a lot to choose from. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The main thing that I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort of make two separate dishes in terms of using two separate skillets to make the meat. So I'm going to have like one which is going to be like a chili sauce sort of to go over the enchiladas. And then I'm going to have like the meat that I'm going to brown, the ground turkey that is going to actually go inside the enchiladas. So we have a lot of moving parts here to this meal tonight. But this is actually 2 pounds, 4 ounces of the fresh ground turkey. So I'm going to like use half for like the chili and then the other half for like the ground turkey, the meat that's going to be brown, that's going to go inside the enchiladas. So that's where we are. So we're going to go ahead and open up this. And this is the 85% lean, 15% fat ground turkey. And I get this at Aldi, but you can get this at any of your stores that sell the ground turkey. That smells good. So I always try to smell it, make sure it's good. And I'm just going to take sort of half to go over here on this side. And the other half is going to go over here. And I'm going to make the little chili. Okay, so that is that. All right, so then now I'm going to just throw this away, wash my hands, and get started with adding some of the other ingredients as that begins to brown. So I hope everybody's doing good. Hope you've had a good week so far. This is an easy weeknight meal because really and truly I like to cook stuff really easy on the weeknights because when I get home from work, I literally only have about 30 minutes to an hour to really cook. I don't really want to be in the kitchen very long. And I know if you're like me, you want to hurry up and get something on the table for you and your family, right? So this is one of those easy weeknight meals that you can make for your family. Enchilada casserole is really easy to make. So I have these spoons that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to start adding the ingredients as they brown. Now, the main thing that I start with, of course, is the cumin. And that's going to go in bowl. And you can just really add this to taste, but this is probably about 2 tablespoons, if not more. And I'm going to just eyeball it, you guys. So I apologize because I am not exactly measuring every single thing, but you'll be okay because you can actually, like I said, season this to your taste. Now this is a little Creole seasoning. That's going to give it a little kick. So I'm just really going to do the same thing to both. But the difference is that one is just going to be seasoned ground turkey and the other one is going to be the actual chili. It's going to go over the top of the enchilada casserole. You can see I use quite a bit of that cayenne. Just a little bit over there. All right, so now the onion powder. Let me use this. Because this is going to flavor it up nicely. Onion powder in both. So I'm just moving it around. The thing about ground turkey is it doesn't really take that long to brown. Before you know it, you've got brown ground turkey, and you don't have a lot of that grease to drain off, which is one of the reasons why I like to use ground turkey instead of ground beef. Again, this is the garlic powder. Woo! We are cooking in the kitchen. All right, so now, this one I think is going to have the ground meat because it's a different kind of pan. So, and because this is the enchilada casserole, one of them, like I said, is going to be like the chili and the other one is going to be like just the ground meat. So this one is going to be, I have to figure out which one do I want to make for the chili. Which one do I want to use and which one do I want to just make the ground meat? It'll probably be this one. All right. So this one I'm just going to ground this meat and this one is going to be the chili. So then what I want to do with this one, I'm going to turn the fire down a little bit because they're doing really well and I don't want them to so this one is going to be for the ground meat. This one. Woo! That's got my nose running. All right, now I want to, because I'm making the chili over here, I'm going to go ahead and add onion and a little bit of these jalapenos. Somebody's going to get a surprise in their bite when they bite into a jalapeno. Woo, that's going to be hot and good. And those are some jalapenos actually from my garden from last year. I actually grew jalapenos. I grew bell peppers and little cherry tomatoes. I had some cucumbers. I had lots of nice vegetables last year, and I'm trying my hand at gardening again this year. So I hope you guys check out those little videos that I've done on my garden. And by the way, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so that you will be notified every single time I put up a new video. So you want to keep yourself informed as to what videos are going up so that you can help me as we cook together. Now for the chili, I'm going to add 1 can of the diced tomatoes and green chilies and just a can of regular diced tomatoes. So because this is pretty much browning up really nicely to make this good chili, I'm going to go ahead and start adding the other ingredients. Now keep in mind that these tomatoes are spicy. The diced tomatoes with the green chilies. This is like a Ro-Tel, but it's the kind that you get at Aldi. And it is just as good, so it doesn't bother me to do the generic. When I'm at Aldi, I just grab those brands that are similar. The Aldi brand is just as good as the Ro-Tel brand. Now, the other thing that I want to add to this is a can of, these are chili beans, and this is the mild flavor of the chili beans. And so I'm going to let this move around a little bit, and I'm going to add the beans to this. And you can see it's going to be really tomatoey. Now over here, of course, we just have the meat that's seasoned up really good. And I think I want to add just a little more cumin just to give it a little bit more of that Mexican flavor. But you can see that it is browned up really nicely. It doesn't take long at all. All right, so I'm going to add the chili beans here, because remember on this side we're making the chili that's going to go over on top of those enchiladas. Now, mind you, this is not an authentic Mexican recipe. This is just what I do. This is my take on enchilada casserole. And so I don't know how other people make this, because honestly, this is just one of my creative recipes that I just sort of made up in the kitchen one day when we wanted Mexican food. So, you know, go figure. That's how it is in the kitchen. You just kind of create your own recipes. All right, so this is going to simmer. It's going to get a desired consistency. I'm going to add a little bit more chili powder to this because we want this to have sort of a dark chili color with a little bit more cumin on this side as well. All right, so now we are moving right along. I'm going to turn this meat down. It is pretty much done. It's going to go inside the enchiladas. This is the chili mixture. Now that I've added the beans, I want this to simmer a little while. Okay, so I'm going to take that time to do that while the oven is preheating. So let me clean up a little bit. I'll take a break and I'll show you how this looks as it progresses, especially this chili. I'm going to cover it and let it simmer a little bit. Turn the fire back up a little bit and let it simmer a little bit more. And I'll be right back. Okay, we're back and we are making enchilada casserole. So I just want to show you how this chili mixture looks, and it is piping hot. You can see that there's ground beef, onions, jalapeno peppers in here. Oh my goodness, tomatoes, all the seasonings. And then this is just the ground turkey that I used, and I just browned it really good, and I used the different seasonings all over there. And then I also added the Cholula and some of the mild taco sauce into this meat mixture. So you can see how it looks a little bit different because it has sort of changed the color as I have added those taco sauces to them. All right, so let's go ahead and start assembling the enchilada casserole. So now I'm going to bring both of these over here to my working station so you can see everything that I'm getting ready to do. And that way, when you put this together, you'll see exactly sort of how to do it. Because you know what I like to do is I like to give you guys an opportunity to sort of see how the recipes come together start to finish. And remember, if we make a mistake or if we fail, we're just going to keep on trying. Because remember, it's your kitchen. You're going to keep cooking in your kitchen, and I certainly hope that you do. So now, as I begin to assemble the casserole, remember I have these tortilla shells here, these flour tortillas, and I'm just going to start with, of course, I have the Mexican style cheese, which is a blend of Monterey Jack, Asadero, quesadilla, finely shredded cheeses. So I'm going to open that up so that can be ready for me as well. Now the other things will go on top, so I'm not going to worry about the toppings like the sour cream and the salsa. So we're just going to put this together. We have some refried beans. These are the fat-free refried beans that I like to get. And really and truly, you can heat these up, or you could just sort of just, you know, put them on, kind of spread them sort of as a spread kind of on the bottom of this enchilada. So that's what I do. I won't put it on all of them because I'm not sure everybody wants refried beans on theirs, but I know my husband likes them, so I'm just going to put them on a few, and I'll just try to remember that this is his side where his are, right? So now start at the bottom with the refried beans. So we just put that meat mixture liberally in there. Add some cheese. and we sort of just fold it just like that, okay? And we're gonna put more cheese and more sauce on the top, okay? And so this is pretty much what you do. I'm just gonna do one more with the beans so you can kind of see how it looks with the refried beans on there. And this will all cook a little bit more in the casserole dish because it's going to go in the oven, remember? So I'm just making this. And this casserole dish will probably fit 6 to 8 of these. So like I said, I just kind of fold them over and tuck them. And you can actually, you know, fold them completely like that and just do that as well. So I mean, if I want to do that, I sure can. If you want to do that, help yourself. And so they just look like little mini burritos. So I'm just going to keep assembling them. And then once I get them all in here in this casserole, then I'm going to show you how I put the chili and the cheese and stuff on top. So I'll be right back. Okay, let us go ahead and assemble this enchilada casserole finally, the final section of what we're doing here. I've already rolled the enchiladas and they're not perfect. They don't have to be perfectly rolled, but I'm going to go ahead and hopefully try to do this without making a huge mess. But this chili sauce that I have made is just going to go right over the enchiladas. And some people, you know, may even sort of layer it in layers, but this is a small casserole dish, so I'm going to just sort of just put it right on top here. And if it makes the enchilada, the flour tortillas, a little soggy, that's okay because this is going to cook and the cheese is going to melt on top and it's going to be really good, spicy, and delicious. So this is a easy weeknight meal. I've made this before. My family really loves this. I've taken this to potlucks and stuff, so it goes over pretty well. People generally tend to like it, so I hope that you and your family will like it as well. So as you can see, I'm just basically covering it. All right, I have a little bit reserved here, which is okay because didn't want to put all that juice on there, but I really wanted to make sure the mixture got on there, the chili mixture. So I'm just going to liberally spread this cheese across. And you know, any casserole has to have cheese, right? We got to do it up with the cheese. We can't be stingy with the cheese. So I'm just going to make sure that I just get it even in the corners, on top, in the corners, on the sides, and use up every bit of this cheese for this casserole. All right, and it's just gonna go into the oven 20 minutes or so until it's brown, bubbly on top, the cheese melted. All right, so goodness, I think we got it all. We emptied it out. All right, so now let me pop this in the oven. It's gonna go in, we'll pull it out. Woo! And we're gonna have enchilada casserole. I'll be back. Okay, let's go ahead and pull the enchilada casserole out of the oven. It is bubbly and it is hot. Oh my goodness. And I'm gonna see if I can do this with one hand. Woo! And bring it over here to the station. You can see, look how beautiful the enchilada casserole. It is hot and it is bubbly. And I actually have the salsa and the sour cream, and I have some mild taco sauce and Cholula, and I have these on the border chips that I'm going to add to the plate. So let's go ahead and plate. It actually stayed in the oven probably about 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and just spoon out a serving. Oh my. This is so cheesy. Okay, and I'm gonna get these reserves here. My stragglers that tried to get away from me. There we go. All right. So that is so hot. Let me move it over a little bit. Okay. I'm just gonna add a dollop of sour cream on the side there and some salsa. And you can even add some cilantro just to really give it that extra Mexican flavor. You have the refried beans. I can put some of these over on the side here. If you don't like it on top, some of these refried beans can go on the side. A little extra chili sauce combined with that I had reserved with a little bit of that salsa right there. Okay, and I'm gonna add some chips because that's gonna be what I'm gonna dip. All right, so just a few of these. Woo! On the border chips for our Enchilada Casserole. And I don't know about you, but I love Mexican food, so I can't wait to eat this. I'm gonna put just a little bit of mild across there, mild taco sauce. Woo! And a little Cholula. You can dress it up just as much as you like or as little as you like. There we go. All right, so I'm going to show you my new obsession that I have. This is the LaCroix limoncello flavored sparkling water. Limoncello. Don't get the lemon, but get the limoncello. And this is the LaCroix. And these actually have 0 fat, 0 sodium, 0 carbs, 0 protein, and 0 calories. Zoom into that. That is 0. But it has such an amazing flavor. So I am obsessed with this sparkling water. The limoncello is my favorite. And you can feel like you're having a wonderful lemony drink without all the calories. So this is, oh wow, that's so good. Try these LaCroix. They are so amazing. They have different flavors, but my favorite is the limoncello. So let me go ahead and taste. Now is the time for the verdict. This enchilada casserole. Oh goodness. I'm always trying to eat it when it's so hot. Oh. I know I always laugh. It's just because it's so good. Listen. I'm not even playing right now. Y'all gotta try this. It's delicious. So good. I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope you enjoy this recipe with you and your family, enchilada casserole. It's so good. And I hope that you share this recipe, share this video. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. And most of all, I hope that you guys continue to be blessed. Dios te bendiga. Amen.